A historic moment for the Church unfolded as Pope Leo embarked on his third and longest apostolic journey of his pontificate so far. After earlier visits to Turkey and Lebanon, as well as Monaco, the Holy Father traveled further than ever before, to the African continent.
Welcome aboard.
Speaking to journalists aboard the papal flight, the Pope explained that already last year, after his election in May, he had said that the first journey he wanted to make was to Africa. Algeria was immediately suggested to him for one obvious reason. It's the home to Annaba, the one-time home of St. Augustine, who served as its bishop from around 396 until his death in the year 430, at the age of 75.
È veramente una benedizione anche per me personalmente, ma credo anche per la Chiesa.
It is truly a blessing for me personally, but also, I believe, for the Church and for the world, because we must always seek bridges to build peace and reconciliation. This journey, therefore, represents a truly precious opportunity to continue with the same voice and the same message, that we want to promote peace, reconciliation, and respect and consideration for all peoples.
La riconciliazione, il rispetto, la considerazione per tutti I popoli.
Upon landing in Algeria, the first stop of the journey and a historic first for the papacy, Pope Leo visited the Martyrs Memorial, Maqam e-Shahid, which honors those who lost their lives in the Algerian War of Independence from 1954 to 1962, where he laid a wreath.
In this place, let us remember that God desires peace for every nation, a peace that is not merely an absence of conflict, but one that is an expression of justice and dignity.
In a country where nearly 98% of the population is Muslim and Christians number only around 100,000, the Pope visited the Great Mosque of Algiers, the third largest in the world, continuing his call for mutual respect and peace building. On his second day in the country, Pope Leo retraced the steps of St. Augustine by visiting the archaeological site of Hippo in the modern-day city of Annaba. Despite wind and pouring rain, the Pope walked through the excavations, laid a wreath of flowers, and paused for a moment to pray amidst the ancient stones in the land walked on by his spiritual father. The Pope also visited several elderly people of different religions residing in the Ma Maison care home for the elderly, run by the Little Sisters of the Poor, telling them that wherever there is love and service, God is there.
I think that the Lord, looking down from heaven upon a house like this, where people strive to live together in fraternity, would say, there is hope. Yes, because God's heart is torn apart by wars, violence, injustice, and lies. But our Father's heart is not with the wicked, the arrogant, or the proud. God's heart is with the little ones, with the humble, and with them he builds up his kingdom of love and peace day by day.
Pope Leo ended his visit to Algeria by celebrating Holy Mass at the Basilica of St. Augustine, where he praised the country's Christians for their resilience and strength. The Holy Father then took off to Cameroon, a land marked by violent conflict, a deepening food crisis, and widespread poverty, to continue to spread his message of justice and peace. After meeting with the authorities and the diplomatic corps on his first day, the Pope led an encounter for peace with the local community at the Cathedral of St. Joseph in Bamenda. The Pope spoke about the challenges facing the region, including those who rob the land of its resources and invest much of the profit in weapons, and those who manipulate religions for their own military, economic, and political ends. As always, he expressed his closeness to the people.
Yes, my dear sisters and brothers, you who hunger and thirst for justice, who are poor, merciful, meek, and pure of heart, you who have wept, you are the light of the world.
Afterward, Pope Leo made his way to Bamenda Airport, where, before more than 20,000 people, he celebrated Holy Mass for peace and justice and urged them to trust in God. Traveling to Douala, the Pope was welcomed by around 120,000 people at the Japoma Stadium, one of the largest gatherings of his Africa trip. Despite the richness of the land, the Pope noted that many experience both material and spiritual poverty and encouraged all to continue to proclaim Jesus as a sign of justice and peace in a suffering and oppressed land.
Do not forget that your people are even richer than this land, for your treasure lies in your values: faith, family, hospitality, and work.
At the closing Mass in the country, he offered a powerful reminder that Jesus is always with us, stronger than any power of evil, and urged the faithful not to be afraid.
L'Église camerounaise est vivante, jeune, riche.
The church in Cameroon is alive, young, blessed with gifts and enthusiasm,
Vivante dans sa diversité,
energetic in its variety and magnificent in its harmony. With the help of the Virgin Mary, our Mother, may your joyful presence continue to blossom.
davantage sa présence joyeuse.
From the Muslim-majority nation of Algeria to Cameroon, a land deeply wounded by conflicts and poverty, the journey revealed vastly different realities. Yet across both nations, his message resounded with clarity as he praised what they share, a faith that endures.